Shines here with the League of Prestigious Gentlemen. I am here at our new location that we made a partnership with a local establishment. As you can see, got my cigar, Meta Cigar Shop. Shout out to Castro's Cigar Lounge here in Tempe. Shout out to Kyle Munson, a guy here who runs the place. Told him what we wanted to do. He says, yes, absolutely, as long as we get a shout out and everything. And I am all for that, of course. So today I'm here on the new location set, having a cigar. I came here originally just to do a dry run, forgot my lights to my camera. And I said, well, let me take advantage of, I got my webcam, let me take advantage of that. I got the tripod, let me take advantage of that and also just talk for a second. So again, shout out to Castro Cigar Lounge as we're here. And this month, we'll be talking about, well, first of all, before I get into that, shout out to all the folks who joined the private Facebook group. Love having you in there. More discussions coming. I did a poll inside that. This is for everyone here now. I did a poll inside the group asking about the subject matter that they wanted to hear. I gave them 3 options out of the 12. Where does the 12 come from? Why is that a number you want to remember? Because 12 is the number of the 12 areas of success where a gentleman should have in his life. 12 different areas. And if you are part of the group, go look at the graphic there and you'll see the 12 areas of success. These are the same 12 areas where a gentleman should have confidence. These are the same 12 areas where a gentleman should have discipline. These are the same 12 areas where a gentleman should be competent. These are the same 12 areas where a gentleman should add value. So these 12 pillars, we call the 12 pillars of life, are the life, is what the whole program's actually designed on. Everything is disseminated through one of the pillars. And so as I'm here today, we're going to be talking about, let me go back to my poll here. So the poll stated, I gave them 3 options, and the poll stated that social calibration was the one that people wanted to learn more about. And so I'm exposing some information inside the group, even more information in the forge for the membership. And then, of course, as we are right now, just exposing information for those who are part of the following on the different platforms. So, with that being said, this month we're talking about social calibration. And I think I'm going to move over to going to 2 months because a month goes by fairly quickly, if you haven't really noticed. So we end up doing 4 different shorts, and then we'll do a long form video, maybe a couple long form videos. Well, we're gonna fast pace more of the videos, especially the long form videos. I gotta get my YouTube channel up and running. I haven't really been focused on YouTube, just like I wasn't focused on social media, period, until the end of last year. I said, you know what, I need to turn this thing on full-fledged, right? So we did that, started growing the channel, got members, got the platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Facebook group Facebook page was the last one, but that was actually surpassed the other platforms now. So shout out to you guys at Facebook. Thanks for your interaction, whether it's positive or negative, right? I'm not trying to be liked by everyone. That being said, social calibration. Social calibration is a word terminology that most people probably haven't heard in that way. You may have heard the term situational awareness, which it has some of that embedded in it. But let me give you the definition so they can read it plainly for you here, okay? So here we have social calibration is the ability to accurately assess social situations, adjust your behavior, your communication, energy, and actions appropriately while maintaining authentic to who you are. Keeps going. In simple terms, social calibration is knowing what to do, when to do it, how much to do it, and to whom to do it with. That kind of operation. Okay. So continues on, says a socially calibrated gentleman understands that success in social interactions is not about saying the perfect thing. It's about understanding the environment, reading people accurately, and responding in a way that creates comfort, trust, and connection. So that's what social calibration is all about. Social calibration also has class integrated with it. manners integrated with it. We call the 12 C's of communication. And then those 12 C's of communication, one is courteous, one is, we're going to rename that, we're going to rebrand that, because I utilize that for my other organization when I'm teaching the leadership, but it's very tantamount to what a gentleman learns as well. So we're going to rebrand it, we're going to rename it. But courtesy, connection, completeness, understanding how to answer 6 questions when you're talking: who, what, why, where, when, how. If you answer those questions, you can completely communicate. We call it the complete communication technique, and everything else that's in conjunction with that. So social calibration, how do you interact with other people in the social environment? Are you recognizing the cues that are either waning or diminishing or are not what they were at the culmination of the interaction, the collaboration, the conversation? Things change over time. Are you broaching a subject that's uncomfortable? Can you read that when you touch on a subject matter that's not comfortable for the person who is the audience, or the people who are the audience, right? Understanding, be able to fine tune that, work through that seamlessly as you are collaborating with people. To me, for the certain generations, I will point some of them out, but mainly millennials, Gen Z, okay, Gen X, some of them as well, lost art. For some reason, lost art. And when you start mentioning class, you start mentioning things that are of a higher student, a higher upper echelon in terms of dealing with people. Because if you ever get to the point where you're dealing with people of a higher social class, which me and my boys are running these circles, right? And when we're in these circles, you notice things that are vastly different, as it should be, right? And so sometimes, and what we're trying to do, what we are doing here at OPG is explaining some of the information that you might not perceive as valuable yet. I'm going to put yet at the end of it, because if you continue to operate in the world, and if you ever want to elevate your status, you want to elevate your presence, you want to elevate in business and financial operations and parenting, everything else, these 12 domains, you will see a shift and a difference in how people are addressed and how they address each other. You'll even see that their adornment, their attire may be different, how they adorn themselves, but also you'll see the mannerisms, you'll see the class, you'll see some of the etiquette vastly different from what you're used to seeing if you run in circles that are not as privy to some of these items. And if you ever have an opportunity to step into one of these types of environments and you recognize that there's something different, one, you may feel uncomfortable, but then two, they may perceive you as somebody that isn't up to par for talking to or collaborating with. It's weird like that. Now, it sounds bougie, it probably is, but they have a different mindset when it comes to interacting and dealing with people. This is how a lot of the business deals get done, in the cigar shop or on the golf course or in a country club, talking to people that are that have the ability to determine certain outcome for business for you personally. And if you ever decide to get into those circles, you'll see something that's vastly different. So I'm focusing on social calibration for that reason, because I've noticed, and let me explain something to you first of all before I go to I'm tell you what my observation is, or has been. So I have another organization called Saduri International. In that organization, I go into other organizations and teach leadership, communication, a lot of the principles that also are in LPG, but not centered around, more about leadership versus being a gentleman, right? And so I have an opportunity to collaborate with both men and women, different varying degrees of the spectrum of the, I'm drawing a blank here on my word here, but the generations, there we go, the different generations. And the mindset different from Gen X to baby boomers to Gen Z, millennials, Gen Y, vastly different. And most organizations have about 5 different generations right now. So I'm telling you that to say this. Even when we superimpose the LPG mindset and start talking to gentlemen or guys about being a gentleman, what that really means, there's still this hang up between the different generations. And trust me, I hear things from all the way from the pendulum swings very, very wide. I hear people say good things about what I'm talking about, bad things I'm talking about. It can make no difference to me. I'm trying to get to the specific people that reach out to us that want to grow and upskill. Just like the ones, and the difference is the ones that we go and talk to in an organization, they're mandated to be there. Some of them don't want to be there, then they start getting into it, start collaborating, and then it shifts, energy shifts, and now they want to be there. They start asking questions, be very, very so engaged. You all have a choice whether you want to engage or not from the get-go. And that's where this opportunity stems from. And so I hear the pendulum swing very, very wide in terms of comments. Just go in some of the comments, read it, look at some of the videos, choose any one of the videos, look at some of the comments, you'll hear how people are either gelling what I'm saying or not gelling with them. Either way, my thing is I'm reaching for a certain individual. And this certain individual is, of course, one, for the gentleman aspect of it, it's a man who wants to increase his status, increase his prowess, increase his wisdom, knowledge, and insight into the world, how the world really works and what really matters in order to get ahead. Because in my community, right, we already have the mindset that it's already tough enough just being our color, being out into the world. Now, I don't get discrimination face head on hard wherever I am because I present myself in a manner that's vastly different from most people in my community. I'm okay with that. All right, cool. However, when you're accentuating the idea of escalating your own status, you have to make a change. You have to make a shift. There's one guy that came into the program and he wanted a better job. This was probably about 3 years ago. It's way before I put it online and started letting everyone know that that LPG is a thing. I started mentoring this guy, coaching this guy, and he wanted to have a better job. But he had cornrows in his hair. Our community, right? Or at least the Black community, because by the way, we don't discriminate here at LPG. We got different ethnic groups into the group. And that's what it's all about. Men, not the ethnic group. So I told him, I said, you're going to need to cut your cornrows out of your hair in order to get a better job. He was very resistant, very adamant about not cutting his hair. Okay, cool. He went out and looked for another job, wasn't getting the hits. He finally cut his hair after about 3 months, cut his hair. And then and only then did he start really getting the opportunity for having the interview taken seriously. That hire people that make decisions daily about their organization or the department, whatever. These are the things that I hear. These are the things that I hear them talk about. These are the information points I hear them talk about. So when they are talking about social calibration and they want people to be able to go out to the field and appropriate the right conversation with the right people, they want you to look aesthetically pleasing, They want you to have good communication skills. They want you to be a professional in every sense of the word. They want to know that you know how to read the tone of the room. Better yet, that you can control the energy and tone of the room. They want to know that if you are going to be going out into a networking event, you are representing their company appropriately. They look at your social media before they actually hire you on or make an interview date with you. They do all these things. I'm revealing this because we need to understand how to get ahead in life. If you can shortcut your idea of how to get ahead in life, it has nothing to do with your wisdom, your knowledge, your insight, because if you can learn something from someone else and incorporate that, then now it becomes part of your baseline principles. However, listening to someone else tell you what other people are concerned about out in the world that can benefit you. Now, I hear this all the time. Brandon, I don't care what people think about me. And I think that is one of the most immature, asinine, idiotic statements, unintelligent statements that someone can say. Because what I have observed, these are the same people that are reaching for likes, reaching for virality, reaching for someone to notice their video on social media. They do the most posting. They do, and they're posting about things that are just trendy. It's not something that adds value. It might be entertaining for a moment, but it's not evergreen. It comes, it goes, it fades away. It's done. But I'm trying to give you an idea of what it is that people are looking for. So when people say, "Oh, I don't care what people think about me," I was like, no, that dude, you're thinking about life the wrong way. And this is the reason why. And if you ever watch that show, Pop the Balloon, I'm sure we have. I've watched a few episodes here, and I see them online more so than anything, or a segment of it online. And one of the main things that ladies comment on why they pop the balloon initially from a guy is how he's dressed. For some reason, some guys are so thick-headed that you can't even understand how someone else, being appealing to someone else may make a difference in how they receive you. That is the most for me, I don't understand how you can misinterpret that. That's just me, though. I don't see how you can not think about approaching a woman that you like, that you see, and you not being appealing to her. But if you take that same sentiment, I don't care how people see me, and then you wonder why you can't get into the relationship that you want. You can't get the time of day with the lady you want, at least authentically. You feel that she might be using you for something. And then go on and on. I just can't understand that mindset. But it happens to people all the time. People just have an idea that they have their own, that they have their own place in this world, rightfully so, but that others don't see you. That's asinine to me. How can it be that others don't see you and so you don't care? So that's one of the things that we're going to be talking about in social calibration is how can you read the room? Do you read it correctly? Are you saying the right thing? Having the right manners, presenting yourself in the right way, social interactions, social calibration. With that being said, if you haven't had an opportunity to join the Forge, we have the Vault up now. That's another thing that I want to chat about right quick. The Vault is what it sounds like. It's a content hub for information that we have with all these different 12 areas. It's segmented into the 12 areas. There's some that are outside, like the start here, but most of you who are members, you should have got the email a couple days ago about logging in, creating your own user credentials. You log in, username, password, basically, and then you'll be able to get in there and look at all the information. We will be uploading new information weekly. That's the thing with the vaults. New information coming weekly. Sometimes 2 or 3 different videos, sometimes reflection prompts, or sometimes checklists or whatever it is. A plethora of information in there. As you see it will expand. It's highly organized. Some things you can't see in that right now because we don't have it published. It's in a draft state. It will come online once we get more content in that area. But either way, there's a lot of content already in there, multiple videos, talk about the 12 areas of success. There's a lot of information there. Then we go to the 12 areas of confidence. We're gonna go through the 12 areas of all the ones that I initiated or spoke about earlier. We're gonna go through the 12 areas of discipline. There's information that's being uploaded on that right now from infographics, presentations, other explainer videos. It'll be a hub of content information that you'll be able to utilize, pick and choose where you want to grow in that area and look at all the information. My visage is on there, my voice, my face in terms of the content and information that we'll have. It's a lot of information. There's a lot of information coming online. So, and trust me, you won't be able to look at it all. And once it's all said and done, and as we're continuing to add stuff to it, you won't be able to view it all in 1 month. It's going to take some time. You can fast track that if you want to upgrade to one of the other programs. The group coaching programs, I don't take any more than 5 people in a group. And right now, if you want to go to leagueofprestigious.com, look at the programs. There are 3 different programs for the age groups. Most of the people fall into the latter age groups. We're still working on the 12, 17-year-old age group. We're going to have some partnerships that will be coming online later on. So single ladies, moms, if you have sons, that'll be the program for you within the age range. Everyone else has the option to join themselves. There's a $200 per month for that particular program. And then there's the one-on-one program. So you can click on programs again, you'll see the one-on-one program. You can take a look at that, choose different packages, whatever. All right, so totally up to you. We made it affordable for everybody if they want it. For gentlemen that want it, you can take the fast pace, you can take a slower pace, you can take the slowest pace. It's totally up to you. But my job is to get the information out. Here's the thing, here's why I'm not derailed by what people say. Because it's more like someone who's socially calibrated. You know, and what we do here at LPG, the guy who knows who he is and what he stands for, you're not going to knock him off of his pedestal, for lack of a better phrase. Not going to happen. He'll work with you. He'll understand that we have a difference in opinion, and we can differ in opinion and all great and all said, what's all said and done, all good. But at the end of the day, it's all about how do you fulfill your purpose? A lot of gentlemen that I talk to, a lot of the guys that I talk to haven't tapped into their purpose yet. In order for you to tap into your purpose, you got to understand who you are. You got to understand who you're here to serve on this earth. And you can't be shaken by anybody when it comes down to facilitating that. So that's what I'll talk about today. All good, folks. Again, Castro's. We're here at Castro's right now. And I will let you know when we're going to be here with some live recordings, episodes coming up for the podcast. And if you want to come in and come out and be a part of the live audience, all well and good. We have some people here who are part of running for the state positions and others, local city positions. A lot of guys we'll be talking about, a lot of high class gentlemen that we'll be talking to that you'll appreciate the conversation. All right, folks, talk to you later. Granderson Shine signing out. Have a great rest of the day. And I'll be producing another video that I'll be posting this Friday at 6 p.m. It's like most of all the shorts come out Friday at 6 p.m. So you'll get another one Friday. All right, folks, talk to you later.